Hi guys, it's Ben Heath from Lead Guru, and in this video I'm going to talk about how you can stop getting your Facebook ads disapproved, how you can stop your Facebook ads and Instagram ads from constantly getting disapproved, which a lot of Facebook advertisers deal with on a daily basis. Now, I'm right now in Facebook's advertiser policies, and the first thing I would strongly recommend is that you take 45 minutes or so, it's not that long, it's not one of these massive terms and condition documents, and go through Facebook's advertiser policies to understand all the little things that they do like and that they don't like. Because a lot of this stuff is common sense, but not all of it is. There's a lot of things in here that you might think, why would Facebook possibly have an issue with that? And they do, and that's why your ads are getting disapproved. So going through this is a great way to combat that. The other thing to understand, I'll go to this section here, text table disapproved, is that it's not usually a person disapproving your ads on Facebook. It's an algorithm. Millions of Facebook ads go into the review process every single month. There's no way someone could be sorting through all those and disapproving the bad ones. Algorithms pick up on certain things. So if you do get an ad disapproved, it doesn't mean it won't be reapproved. So you can submit it for approval. You can appeal the decision, as it says down here. Should be a little pop-up in your Facebook ad account next to your disapproved ad where you can say appeal this decision. That means a person will take a look at it, and most of the time, if it has been incorrectly disapproved, your ad will then be approved and it will start running. But the other thing to be aware of is that because an algorithm is what's disapproving your ads, there are certain triggers that it really doesn't like. And so I'm going to focus on in this video. I'm going to go and find a few different examples of things where people send me ads and they say, why has this been disapproved? I can't understand why this has been disapproved. And when I take a look at it, I go, okay, well actually Facebook really doesn't like this that you've included in here. That's why it's been disapproved. If you take that out, you'll probably be okay. So I'm going to go and go down to prohibited content and take a look at some of the, as I said, the ones that come up most and I see as a big issue. Now, the first thing I say around this is, there's lots of prohibited content that you would expect. Illegal products, tobacco, drugs, unsafe supplements, weapons. Of course that stuff's not allowed, it's prohibited, and no one's surprised about that. If your ads get disapproved for any of these things, of course. But where you might get your ads disapproved, where you might not, something might have caught you by surprise, you thought why, is using personal attributes. So Facebook do not like things that where the ad copy or the ad specifies something about the people that you're advertising to. It comes across as a little bit creepy. So let's say, for example, you were to ask someone, are you a man aged 45 to 55? Facebook are not going to like that. Are you, do you, have you questions are overly personal. Facebook doesn't like that. Instead, it's better to flip it the other way around. Instead of saying, are you a man age 65 plus, you could say, our product or service is specifically designed for men that are 65 plus. Now, it's a small change, it's quite subtle. It still gets your point across, but it doesn't specifically ask about personal attributes. And it's not just age and gender, there's obviously race, there's specific things about they might be interested in. With Facebook advertising, you'll know that you can be super specific with who you advertise to. You can use all these interest targeting options and things like that. But Facebook doesn't want their ads to come across as creepy. So don't mention that in your ad copy. Don't say, I know you're interested in tennis lessons. That's why I'm advertising to you. That sort of thing doesn't tend to go down well. So this is probably the most common reason why I see ads getting disapproved is for people using personal attributes and questions like, are you XYZ, do you XYZ, all that sort of stuff. So avoid those. Okay. As I said, I'm not going to go through all these options. I would highly recommend you go through them yourself. Things like misleading or false content, controversial content is not surprising. The next one is a non-functioning landing page. Now, nearly everyone has a functioning landing page, of course, but a couple of things to be aware of. If you accidentally change your URL and it's going to, an error 404 page, which I've seen happen a bunch of times, then obviously your ad's going to be disapproved because of that. Another thing that Facebook counts as non-functioning is exit pop-ups. So someone comes through to your landing page, they land on there, and then they try and navigate away, and a pop-up pops up saying, oh, you forgot to do this, or why don't you sign up to our newsletter? A lot of people use them. They're very effective, but don't have them on the landing pages that people are sent to straight from your Facebook ads. If you do that, Facebook can disapprove your ads, and if you get too many disapprovals, then your whole ad account can be disabled, which is definitely something you don't want. So that's another reason I've actually had an ad account disapproved for that without realizing it. We were advertising a client's business. They installed a pop-up. I don't even think they thought about it. They didn't tell us. The ads got disapproved. There was like 12 of them. The account got suspended. It took us about 2 weeks to get it back up and running, which was a nightmare. So watch out for that one. Grammar and profanity. So profanity is fairly obvious. Just don't include any of that in your Facebook ads. Even, things like F, lots of grammar, CK at the end. Don't include any of that sort of stuff. But also grammar. So Facebook doesn't like 3 of any type of punctuation in a row. So if you try and put like 3 exclamation marks at the end of a word, Facebook's probably not going to like that, and that ad's going to get disapproved. Just like if you have 3 question marks, 3 asterisks, these are the sort of things that we often see that can get ads disapproved that you might not have thought of. They want sentences to be sentences, and yes, you can do some stuff. You can capitalize some words, but don't capitalize the whole sentence. You can use a couple of exclamation marks or 1 exclamation mark, but don't try and put in 5 or 6. So just tone it down on the grammar. That's another big reason why we see things getting disapproved. Anything to do with personal health, as you see, including before or after images, is a big one. So if you're, a cosmetic dentist or something like that, it can make perfect sense for you in a lot of your other marketing use before and after pictures. Now, I would argue there's nothing wrong with doing so, but look, we've got to obey Facebook's rules. They're the ones in charge here, and they don't like any of those. So if you try and do before or after images with any health-related stuff, if you're a nutritionist or a personal trainer or a dentist, there's lots of businesses that want to use them. You just can't do it. You also don't want to use ad images that are too zoomed in on any particular body part. You could have a whole person or, sort of neck up or something, but don't zoom in on, a big bicep if you're a personal trainer or something like that. Facebook is not going to allow that. Payday loans, all that sort of stuff. Multi-level marketing, that's another one. Facebook's really, really anti any multi-level marketing, network marketing type businesses. You can advertise your products, obviously the products that you sell through that business, but if you're trying to advertise the business opportunity, it's very difficult to get Facebook ads approved in that niche. So you may be better off focusing on a different industry. As I said, you can still advertise the products, that's absolutely fine, but just the business opportunity, either not advertise it or you have to put in some steps beforehand, like a lead magnet or something along those lines to make it work. Low quality of disruptive content. So there's a section here on video ads I'm going to get into in a second. If you're doing anything that's overt to try and grab people's attention, like you used to see when you scroll through your Facebook newsfeed, people waving in video ads, Facebook don't like that. They don't like that sort of stuff. They don't want anything too jarring. So again, try and tone that stuff down. I know a lot of these things are frustrating because they're things that as marketers we know are going to help grab people's attention, which is really important for Facebook ads. But if you don't want your Facebook ads to be disapproved, you just have to abide by these rules. There's nothing much around that. Right, I'm going to, sale of body parts. As I said, some of them are very much common sense. Ads must not promote the sale of human body parts or fluids. Well, yeah, I mean, how awful. Okay, restricted content. So that's the prohibited stuff, just absolute no-nos. Now, there's some stuff that they will allow you to do, but it's difficult to get ads approved in here, and you might have to really tone things down. If you do operate in any of these industries, come and have a look at these and go through them carefully. So obviously, alcohol, restricted to certain countries. Dating, there are huge, really strict rules around obviously targeting the right age criteria. Same with gambling and all that sort of stuff. So just have a quick look through here. Subscription services. If you are advertising a subscription service and your T's and C's are awful, let's say, I've heard ridiculous things where people need to, in order to cancel their monthly subscription, they don't just email support or cancel it online. They instead they need to send a postcard to head office or something crazy like that. Obviously, these people are trying to tie people into contracts. If Facebook catch on to that, then they will just straight up disable your ad account. You need to give people, if they're signing up for a subscription service based off a Facebook ad, easy and realistic ways to cancel that subscription. Hopefully you're doing that as a ethical business person anyway. Obviously financial products, again, is a big one. Disclaimers for ads, social issues, elections or politics. So there are obviously hot button areas where Facebook's come under a lot of scrutiny, politics being one of them, elections, all that sort of stuff. You've probably heard all the news issues. I don't need to go into them here, but anything to do with those sorts of issues, number one, you need to declare it, and number two, you're going to have to abide by a lot of specific rules. So come in here and have a look at those if you're running ad for a political campaign or an election or anything like that. You just got to stay whiter than white on those. Again, things like drug and alcohol addiction treatment. Yes, you can advertise it, but there are restrictions. And weight loss products and plans. This is a big one because a lot of people who advertise on Facebook, a lot of nutritionists, personal trainers, health-based coaches and consultants that need to just make sure they abide by this. No one under 18. Fairly straightforward. Video ads I already touched on with the disruptive content. Don't have people waving at the beginning of an ad or turn the sound on or something like that. That's not going to go down well. I'm going to skip over targeting, position. You don't have to worry about that. The next one is text in ad images. So a couple of years ago, Facebook had a rule if you had more than 20% of your ad image covered in text, can't run the ad. Now they have sort of reduced the restriction on that. Yes, you can have more text in your ad, but I wouldn't recommend it because they will restrict your reach. It's better just to abide by that rule. Make sure that your Facebook ad image doesn't contain more than 20% text. We found that the best sort of level of text to include is a very short sentence that just highlights one of the benefits of the products or services. Something very simple but very powerful, and that's what we look to include in our Facebook ad images. You don't need to take up more than 20% of the image anyway. We might want to do this. This has frustrated us in the past, but just make sure that you don't do it because it's just not worth doing. Okay, and then finally, lead ads. So there's just basically a bunch of things that you cannot ask for. When you create a Facebook lead ad, you have the preset questions, but you can also set your own questions, things you might want to know that will help you, process the lead, etc., etc. There's stuff you can't ask for: account numbers, criminal history, financial info, health information, insurance info, all this sort of stuff. Okay, so just come through and have a look at all these things. Actually, I said last thing is lead ads. No, there's one more thing I want to talk about, which is brand assets. So if you want to use Facebook or Instagram or Facebook ads, Instagram ads in your ad copy itself or in your ads, then make sure you come in and have a look at this copyright and trademark section, brand usage in your ads, all that sort of stuff. It is allowed, but your ads need to be very clear. Your ads will often be disapproved, by the way, at the beginning, and then you'll have to appeal and get them approved, even if you abide by all these rules. But just know there are some hoops you have to jump through and come in and take a look. I mean, this is something we run into all the time because obviously we're a Facebook ads agency. We're running ads that have Facebook ads or Instagram ads in them all the time. So it can be done. Just have to jump through a few hoops, which is a bit frustrating. Okay, hopefully this video has been useful. If it has, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. When you do subscribe, make sure you click that little bell button so that you're notified every time I release a video. I'm releasing high-quality Facebook advertising-related videos like this one every single week. Before you go, something else I want to mention, which is my 5-part Facebook ad template, which you can download right now for free. All you need to do that is click on the link in the video description. That'll take you to a page on my website and you'll be able to download it there. There will not be an exit pop-up on that landing page as you've seen in this video. That is one thing that can get your ads disapproved and actually your ad account disabled. So go ahead and download that. It includes some of the best performing ads we've created for a number of different clients in a number of different industries. You can model from those ads. Should really help you improve your Facebook advertising performance. So go ahead and grab that. I will see you in the next video. Any questions, comment below. Please give the video a thumbs up and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks guys, bye-bye.